Okay, so hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how you can create a Node.js server and write the code for authentication and automation. So we'll do that using JWT, the backend. So I'll be writing the complete code in object oriented programming. So yeah, let's begin. So this code will be a simple one for a basic understanding of it's written in how server then it's how it is structured in MVC model view controller format. So yeah, let's begin. So I'll start by creating a folder name small package in case code. So we're going to initialize our node first project here. That's why. Okay. So our package is created. So for now, let's install some packages. Okay. So what do we need? We need .env for MongoDB. So Mongoose is basically an ORM for MongoDB. .env Express. We need Bcrypt.js for hashing our password. Then we'll need, I guess, JSON Web Token, JWT. And what we'll need? And we'll need course. Also, basically, what we'll do is later on we'll connect it to our front end using React. So that will be in the next part. For now, let's understand the basic structure of the project and how authentication and authorization works. So yeah, I think these things are enough for now. Well, later on, if you need some maybe sure. Sorry, I think I spelled the big JSON. So all our dependencies are so main will convert it to server.js. So main entry point file is server.js. Server.js. Yeah. So yeah, let's begin. So we'll first import our express, require our express file. So we have required our express file. What do we need? The course first going to require course. Okay. Also we need the cookie pass. We'll later on we'll install the cookie parser. For now we don't parser. So then what the now we need the course we have installed. Okay, and we also need the .env. So let's create one .env file first. Dot. So we'll input the things later with like the port. It will be I'll keep the default port as 3000 Mongo DB Mongo later. For now, just require our .env. So how will you require? This as .env and .config. So yeah, basic thing is imports are done for our main entry point file. So we can connect our MongoDB query and check that. I will do it in MongoDB Compass only. I will not create any Atlas database. Just do this in my Atlas local server. Just copy this, paste it here, and we'll name our database as well. Practice the practice auth. So I think it's fine. This is done. So what will you do? We'll first create one class server. Okay. Then what do we need? We need one constructor. Okay, constructor. So this will be this dot app equal to express. So next what we are going, we'll need this middleware, right? We'll need the course, need the dot env and all. Let's suppose we need this, right? Only the course we need for the beginning. So what will it do? We'll create one function, initialize uh, initialize middleware. Okay. Yes. So you can use this dot app dot use. So initializing middlewares, we for initializing middlewares in Express we use calls. Okay. So we'll do like use. So what we just use this calls middleware. Later on you can add what which site you want to like uh, allow this. So for now I'll just keep the basic for all of dot app dot also. Then what will be use dot app dot use express dot json. So we'll be passing the JSON data and sending it to our client. So middleware is initializer. So how are we going to call this? This dot initialize middleware. Okay, this is done. We have initialized our middleware. Now what we are going to see? Uh, then we can create one function. Okay, start function, start server function. We'll just create the start function. This dot app dot listen. So uh, so in which port we want to listen? See, we have mentioned the Mongo port here, right? So how we are going to process dot env dot port. Okay. Now we'll take a callback function, and what we'll do is console dot log. So it's giving us the solution. So how we are going to start the server now? See, we have created the class, right? Just do this const create an instance of the class server. Okay, we'll create a server. Okay, then what we're going to server dot start. Sorry, I have to check the naming is not correct. Server dot start server. Okay. So this is done, right? So now to test this server, what we're going to like create one route. So let's create one route. So I told you, right, I will be using the MPC structure. So let's create the folder structure. Okay. We will need the models for MongoDB. Then we'll need the routes. Then we'll need the controllers. Then we'll need the controllers. Then we'll need the middleware. Okay. Full. I'll show you everything how I'm going to do this step by step. Yes. Done. In the beginning, let's ignore everything first and just create one route. Create one page route. Page.js. Okay. So done. Page.js. So what we are going to just where our express here. Express equal to will create a class of what you can name it, page route. Page routes dot sorry page routes. What we can do? We can create one constructor. Okay, constructor. Let's see. Create one constructor. We're going can create one initialize route function. Initialize page routes. Okay, function here. Initialize page routes. What we are going to first see. First we have to import the router here. Uh, sorry. This dot app is not router. Okay, I'll just name it router. Equal to uh, ex- express dot router. So initialize the router. What we are going to see. Firstly, we can create one like for testing purpose. We can create one home page route. Let's create this dot router dot get. It will get route. We're going to do just take the home function here, and what we're going to pass, take request and response callback function basically. So what will say res dot status will be to the successful, and dot JSON dot cases message will be home page and success will be true. Okay. So I think it's fine now. We're going to just call the initialize routes here dot initialize routes. Okay. Correct. So this thing is done, right? So what we can do, we can just create one instance sports page routes. No, we have to use a new dot router. Just do this. Okay, so I have exported the router. But we can import it here in our main entry point file. Okay. So what we are going to launch page router equal to require routes from routes we'll get the page router. This is done. Page router we have. Now we have to create one more function. Initialize routes. Okay. Routes. What we can do here. This dot have dot use. We can the API slash page API slash pages we can so, and what we can do and do this as page router. So this is done right. So now let us check. Oh, okay, we have to call this here as well. This dot initialize route. So now let's check using our postman. So what we are going to can create by the this collection. We can create one collection, create one blank collection, name the collection as practice auth. Okay, practice auth. I can add one request. It will be a get request. What you can see pages API. What we have kept API pages slash home slash home be here. Let's check. First run our server. Check run the server by using the on page. Okay, server started on port. Okay, so we haven't connected our MongoDB yet. We'll connect it now. Let's first check it here. Yeah, see, you can check it here. It's coming. Message. This home page is good. We're getting our response basically. Yeah. So now what we can do is let's connect our database. Let's we'll create one more folder here. Let's, let's create one more database. Okay. Database. So let's create one file here. dbconnect.js. Okay. What we're going to do, we're connect our database basically. Okay. So what we're going to do, launch Mongoose. We're going to inquire our Mongoose here. Inquire Mongoose. So then what we can just create one simple function. Okay. Async function connect it. So we are going to use a try catch block here. Try and catch. Okay. What we are going let's connect. Okay. Let's connect our database using Mongoose. Mongoose dot connect. We'll pass the like the env URI here for URI. So let's keyword copy this. What will how we're going to connect? So just type process dot env dot URI. So if this is successful, right? What we are going to console.log connected to or else what we are going to console.log error connecting to MongoDB. So I think this is done. Sorry, this is done. So now what we're going to just export it. But exportable. So I just come to my server, import this thing here, import the function here, connect DB equal to DB. From where we are going to see database and we connect .js. Okay. So we'll create one more function here. So we can directly call it here. Okay. So connect. Okay. First, let us create one function. It's giving us an error. Connect. Connect to connect to function here. Connect. Just do it is connect DB. So we call the function. Now let us call this dot connect. I think it should, yes, it's connected to our MongoDB. So our basic part is done, right? We have created one sample page route. And, so yeah, this thing is. So now let us create our model. Okay, file here, file user.js. Okay. So I'll require my Mongoose here. Will okay. Class will do as user model. What we are going to see. Firstly, we'll need uh, first we'll create one constructor function. Constructor we're going to do. Uh, we'll do it later. First, let us create user. Sorry, create user schema. Create one schema. What we are going to just return our sorry return our what we are going to create mongoose dot uh, create schema, right? Mongoose dot create. I think it's dot wait, yes. That's process. We are going to pass the name username. Username will be type string unique, correct? Fine. What we're going to next we'll need the email. Okay, email. It will be type. I can use like rejects here, but for now I'm just ignoring the rejects part and just create a simple schema. Password, password, type string, but and what we need. Turn on our timestamps. Okay, timestamps will be true. Okay. Basically, timestamps is basically it will like keep the track when it is created, when it is updated, and we can create the role as you create one. Okay, it's defining everything. Great. So role I've done, and I'll also create one is active. Is active. Sorry, is active. What we're going to type will be again. Sorry, and default. So this is done right. Now what we're going to see. Can call our this dot create user schema. Then we're going to create uh, uh, Mongoose model. Okay, so user model equal to Mongoose dot model set user comma just state states this thing only, this are the same. We just create our script. So what we are going to see. Done it. So now what we can do is we can create a new route for auth. So we'll first basically like request or start our server or login. Let's first visit a page, right? We'll first register an user. So we'll get that function. We like first create a file in route.js. It will be auth. We'll give the name as auth.js. Okay. So I'll just copy this code here. Express. The Express will create a class of routes.js. Sorry. We can do is see the constructor function dot router equal to express dot router. This dot will give the name as initialize auth routes. So create the function here initialize auth routes. What routes we need? See, it's suggesting us basically. For now, we just need these two routes, okay? And we don't need these things. Create this later. So, so this is done, right? We've created our routes, okay? Construct in auth routes. What we are going to module.exports will use auth routes. Auth routes will create an instance. Uh, sorry. I can directly export the same thing with data. Just export the router as here from here as well. So done, right? We have exported our auth routes. Now let's import it here in our server base. Same thing we did for this. Just launch on auth routes. Okay. So we have imported our auth. So it's crashing. Let's see. Auth. Check later. Auth checks. Crashing will get this using this. Okay. Okay, so I'm calling this as a function. I think this will be fine. Routes dot out. I think it will work. See, we're going to do is same thing we're going to do here. This dot app dot use slash API slash auth and we'll put the auth routes here. Let's check our auth. So let this page. This should be so we're not passing any response here. So that's why I think. So we'll fix that in some time. So now so let's fix that now only. What we're going to see. We'll create our controllers. So I'll start creating my auth controller. Auth.js. Okay, name it as auth. Controller auth.js is fine. So yeah, let's create JS. So we'll need to require some things here. We'll need Bcrypt, JS to require JS. Our JWT require our JSON Web Token. So these things I've required, right? So what we are going to see, we'll create a class of auth controller What do we need here? Just create one function. Create one function. Also, we'll need the model also. Const user model equal to our user models for our user. So this is done. So let us start creating our function. To create our async function as async register user create our function. So what we are going so what we need here, we get the request and our response here. So let us restructure the const username, email, and our password. We'll get that from a request.body. Request.body. And okay, I made a spelling mistake. So see, now our user model contains these things. The name, email, and password. These three things are required. So let us go to our auth controller. See, these things are required, right? So we'll have to get that from our body. They're compulsory things. So what we are going to see, we're going to create one. First, we'll check const user exists. Before registering, we'll check if already the guy with the person trying to register already the username or the email exists. So we'll just return an response of error. Okay. So what we'll do first, let us do this in try catch block. We're going to const user exists already await user model. Okay, so user dot find one. It's not dot suggestions are not user dot find one. So let us check here. We'll find according to the username if the username already exists. Yes, if so, what we are going to do if user exists already, what we are going to do just return the status of response status of 404 dot uh, JSON. So so what we are going to say username already exists and success will be false. Now what we are going to see if user already exists, it will return the response. Now if the user doesn't exist, so first we'll hash our password. Okay, hash hash pass equal to not yes, I will await bcrypt js dot hash. So first we'll take this password, okay, this password, and we'll the salt of 10. Set salt of 10. This is done, right? We have hashed our password. So pass hash our password, then we'll create a new user. We'll await user model dot create, and so okay, I haven't exported or export. Should I think I have to export our model. User model dot. We have to pass the. I think it should work. Dot. Yeah. So it's working. So username, email, and password. We have passed. So this is done. So what we can do is just return our response here. Response dot status of 2021 dot JSON as okay, pass message as this and sorry also pass the user as new. So here what we can do is dot status is coming this status for 500 JSON will be uh, say returns success error. Pass the error. So what we're going to let's first export this module dot exports new auth controller. So I'll just put this in our auth.js const controller equal to sorry where our controllers and our auth payments. So now what we're going to see just comment out this for now and what we can do is just call our auth controller dot register new. See, I think it should work now. So let's go server auth routes API auth it will be registered. Okay. Just create one request here. Add request. So just copy this from here and paste it. I'll give this auth slash register. Now let us give some details in our body of pass the JSON body. So name, sorry, username. I'll keep my name. Then what to pass the email. Uh, Ron practice email dot passing it. And we can pass the password as password string. Okay. So a post request. Let's check if I have mentioned the post request here. Yes, it's a post request. So let's check it. So it's given send server error. Check each find is it we're returning. We're hashing the password as well. Dot save. Let's check. Yeah, basically I think the issue was I was not saving it. Okay, so yeah, it's working. So we have successfully like registered our user and also let's check our database as well. Let's connect. What was that practice on right? Let us check here. Okay. Yeah, so we are getting our data in our database. Let's see. So now is the main part where I will be showing how we can like implement JSON Web Tokens, so JWT basically for authorization and authentication. Now what we are going to see. We have created one registered user, registered new user. So next what we are going to see, we are going to create one more function here. We are going to create a login function on yeah, we are going to login function here. Let us create one login function. Async login user take request from a response. We're going to async. We're going to see. First, we'll get the username and password. Username, comma password from our request.body. Request.body. Next, what we are going to see. We have taken our request password and username. Okay. So now what we do is we'll use our try catch block again. So if there is an error, our server doesn't crash. Now I will just dot status will pass as 500 dot JSON will can pass in on JSON. Same thing on the internal server error message. This thing will pass. Okay, I did it down. So JSON pass here. Yes. Okay. So our error and part is so now let us come in login user function. What we are going to check. First, we are going to check if user exists. Okay. Const user exists if the user with that username exists. Okay. Await user model dot find one. We're checking if the user exists. So I will check if user exists. Okay. User exists. If not user exists. Basically, if the user doesn't exist, so we'll just return a response here. Yes, the status will be 404. Basically, I can create one more class for this status and all. So for now, just keeping it simple. JSON, what we're going to do? We're going to send us invalid credentials. Okay, will not send user not found. So that is we are exposing our server. We're basically exposing that user is doesn't exist. We just don't want to do that. Okay, so this part is done. So if this is not true, what we are going to check? We are going to check if password is matching. Password match. Okay, password match. We're going to call our bcrypt.js dot compare. Okay, so there is one method where you're going to use await here. Since it is an asynchronous task, we're going to pass our password and we'll pass our and we're going to pass this user exists dot password. So this is done, right? User exists dot password. So if not password, so we are going to invalid credentials, or else what we are going to do is dot status 200. Okay, so it is successful. If password is matching, this means the login the user is like authorized login. So uh, pass the JSON object. JSON user login successfully not passed true. Success true. So yeah. So now let's check. So let's first call it routes. Create one login route as well. See. Let's check. It's correct. Yeah. So we have created one route. Push method. Push method. Login. Now let's create one request here. Add request. Let's copy this from this string to the login. We can do push request. Just copy this from here. So copy this JSON, check it, just pass it in our JSON for this our email and password. So okay, first let me check if okay, so this have made an error. Email, email. So yeah, I think it's correct. So now let us check. So now let us check. Okay, so it's working perfect. User is logged in successfully. So now what we want to do is whenever we log in a user, we're going to send a JSON web token to our client basically. Okay. So whenever user is logging in, we are going to send a JSON web token to our client. So how we are going to check? In login user only, we'll have to make some change. So see after we're checking password is matching, what we do? Const token equal to JWT dot sign. So we are going to pass the data here. Uh, we are going to pass the user details, or else what we can do is let's create one. Okay, let's first create one JWT secret key. So this is basically secret key. So you have to pass a secret key whenever you are like verifying the JSON web JWT secret. We're going to just give it the suggestion here. So now let us go here. Auth out. Okay, so if password is matching, okay, what we're going to see. Just do this here only, JWT secret X. So expiration basically tells when the token is expiring, okay. When the token is expiring basically. So we are signing the token and we have kept the expire time as 1 hour. You can keep it as 1 day as well, 7 days as well. Also skipping it now to 7 days. So what we're going to just pass the token success to and pass the token. Then will be so yeah, that's it. Now let us check if we are getting the token is successfully getting it. Yeah, so see the token is getting generated. I'll just copy this from here. Just show you what details I'm getting. Just go to our home. See, just copy paste the token here. See, I'm getting our user ID and the expiring at and created at initialized and expired at expiring at. Okay. So what we can do, we can pass the user details as well. Okay, and open what we can do. We can pass the user ID, not user ID, just pass the user. Now let us check. Let's create one more. Let's copy this from that. Let us check. We're going getting that token. See, we're getting the all the user ID and everything. See. So basically, now you can like strip this user ID to pass only the username and email. We don't need the password and expiring at this thing side. So we can do that using MongoDB easily, but I'll just show that later. Our focus is basically understanding how the JSON web works. So our login is working perfectly. So now what we're going to see. So we've basically implemented the login and register register user function. So what we can do is now we can create one what we can do. We can create one like auth middleware. See, what we can do is whenever a user is trying to request to this page, right, we're going to check if the user is authorized. Okay, if the user is authorized, like then only will allow the user to go to our main page, like the home page. Okay. See, now what we're doing is we can use like we can easily go to our home page, right? Like without logging in. So now let us do this. Let us implement this functionality. Just create one auth middleware file, auth middleware. .js. Okay. So what we're going to do on JWT where JSON Web Tokens. Where required our JSON Web. So now what we're going to do in a class of auth. So we can create like in the future we'll create multiple middlewares. Okay. This class what we're going to do is just create one function. We're creating a async function of check uh, create a check token check authorized function. Check authorized function will get request from a response here. We're going to do see. So what we're going to do is we'll pass this token in this bearer token. See, whenever we, whenever we're requesting space, we'll pass this in our bearer token. So what we're going to do, const will check first. Const uh, authorization header available. Header authorization header request dot get request dot request dot sorry request dot. So what we're going authorization dot header. Okay. But basically we're going to check with an authorization header. Authorization. If authorization is one first const authorization available request dot headers dot if we don't have sorry authorization if not see if there is no authorization header it means there is no token it just return as unauthorized access. Now we are going to use a try catch block. Try catch block is just see what we are going to do. Yes. Server error also do as success as false. Now we will see if there is authorization header will const basically will extract the token from the authorization header. So how are you going to do it? Is dot headers dot authorization authorization dot split uh, we're going to split we're going to split on the basis of space. How much we have to split? One element. So I think it should work. So what we're going to check now? Const verified verified token equal to JWT dot verify will pass the token here and we'll pass our JWT process.env and our JWT secret.jwt secret. So this is we have verified here. So what we're going to check if not verified token, we are going to pass a uh, pass a messages not authorized, invalid, not invalid, not authorized, not authorized. Success will be false. If it is like if the token is verified, we are going to what we are going to request dot user pass it as verified token. We are going to call our next function. not the next. Basically, directly next route. Now let us check if this what we're going to this page. The page what we're going to const auth middleware. So auth require this and this auth. So we are going to export this as a tool dot export auth. So this is done right. Whenever we're going this requested, what we can do is create a new instance of our auth middleware and we can call this function check if authorized. So now, yeah, so now let us check if it's actually working. But we're going let us rename this first page, page, page. This is register users. This is login, login. So let us log in the user. So we have logged in. So let us copy this JSON Web Token and then we'll go to our home page. Okay. Now we have to input the Bcrypt token here. Let us check. So it's coming as internal server error. Let's check. Okay. I think I'm doing something correct. Auth middleware. What have we done? Authorization. Check. So we're checking if authorization header is available. It's not available. This header is the authorization. I think we're making some mistake here. Check. And we say as well. But I think it will keep the same issue. Okay. Okay. It's what my could some issue with it. There should be any issue, right? Same thing. Let's check again. It is okay. I just made this as headers. Okay, sorry guys. I think it should work. Yes, it's work. So now they're going to check. If we remove this part, just check. See, internal server error should have been like not authorized, but we'll check that later. For now, it is working. See, to do this, we'll get more page. Okay. So yeah, this thing is like working perfectly. If but will if not verified token, we are returning 401. I think it should have shown 401, but for now, I think it's working perfectly fine. So yeah, so that's it, guys. So in the next video, what I will be showing you is how you can uh, send the details in cookies. Okay, so now we are sending it our bearer token. So the issue is if you get that every time what you send the data in a bearer, you can always save our token in our cookies or our session. Is generally like secure if you are using uh, like cross referencing. So to prevent like cross referencing attacks and all the HTTP like attacks and all. So is so using cookies we can prevent that as well. Okay. So basically we have to pass some attributes in our cookie. So for that we'll need a cookie parser package as well. So I'll be showing that to you in our next video. So in the next video I'll be showing a full-fledged like React app where I'll be logging in and like also will be keeping a constant like will be basically persisting our login using our like auth middleware. Okay. So we'll check that in our next part. So for now, for this part, I think it should be enough. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, so we'll see you in the next video. Thank